life as a parent, or adulting in general, is pretty full on and time consuming and just generally busy. So today I wanted to share with you a few changes that we've made to try and be a bit more sustainable, and the ones that we've actually managed to stick to since becoming parents for the first time. Bit of a random anecdote, definitely going to show my age slightly, but for some reason I remember watching a programme with Dick Strawbridge, and they were making a sustainable house. This was many years ago, and they'd made this amazing like property. It was all like eco-friendly and everything, and at the end they came out with a child being like, we actually failed because we had a child in this year so we didn't cut our carbon, or whatever it was they were trying to do. And for some reason that memory has stuck with me. Yeah, I think I just, with everything that's going on in the world and everything, just try to be a bit more kind of conscious about the sort of choices we were making and products we were buying, and trying to pick up slightly more sort of sustainable products, some of which we've managed to stick to and would never go back from. Others have fallen by the wayside quite spectacularly. So yeah, I want to share with you the main things that we have stuck to. So let's get into it. If you've watched any of my other videos, you will know that we have used cloth nappies with Alfred from quite an early age. So he was probably about 8 weeks old when we first started kind of trying cloth nappies, and it had been something that I'd sort of looked into quite a bit whilst I was pregnant and knew that I wanted to try, because it's a bit ridiculous how much waste you produce with just one child in disposable nappies. So yeah, that's kind of been something we've pretty much stuck to. Obviously we've not religiously stuck to it, like we have bought disposable nappies. He does use disposable nappies while he's at nursery, for example, or when we've been on holiday. We went on holiday when he was about 6 months old on like a canal barge, and there was no washing facilities, and we were going away for a week, and obviously it's a really narrow little boat, so storage was slightly limited. Sort of carrying another entire like suitcase dedicated to nappies for that entire week, just it wasn't practical, so we did use disposables for that. And there's been other times, particularly recently, when I've been feeling a bit rubbish whilst being pregnant and stuff, we have used disposables. I'm not going to pretend otherwise, but the rest of the time we have stuck to the cloth nappies. Yeah, it's still going to have made a difference. I'll probably count / guess how many packs of disposable nappies we have actually bought since moving to cloth nappies, which compared to if we'd been using disposables full time is considerably less. So even if it's not full time, it's still a worthwhile thing giving a go and trying if you can. If you want to know more about cloth nappies and things, I won't go into too much detail here. I will link a few other videos in the description or up in the cards or something, so you can go check those out. That's that one. So the other big change, I guess, that we made, and I appreciate not everyone will be able to make the same change as we have for this, but we have actually moved one of our cars to a fully electric car. As any parent will know, babies come with like a disproportionate amount of stuff, and when we first had Alfred, we were both in little hatchback cars. I think I had like a Renault Clio, and Tom had his Toyota Yaris that he's still got. Mine was a 3-door as well, so I was literally like clambering in with a baby in my arms, popping him into his car seat and then like spinning it around, and just, yeah, there wasn't much room, and the pram would just sit next to him on the back seats and everything. We needed a family car, and we were in a fortunate position that we had a bit of money sort of set aside that we could invest into a proper family car that was going to last us a long time. I think Tom actually talked me into trying an electric car and just seeing what it was like, and we both loved it, and then we managed to find a second-hand version, and this is our car. We are fully sold on electric now. We probably wouldn't go back to having a petrol or a diesel car. Cost is one thing that, you know, we wouldn't back on just from like a fuel cost side of things. So even though the price of utilities and gas and electric is a bit ridiculous at the moment, and ours is even more so because we are fully electric, we don't have anything else. Our radiators are all electric as well, but even with that, by the fact we have an electric vehicle and we have a charging point at our home, we can access different electric tariffs. Certainly, like, they're very specifically geared up for electric vehicle owners. So for example, our tariff, we have about 6 hours overnight where we get our electric at a sort of 4p per kilowatt rate, and the idea is obviously you set your car to charge overnight in that time, so the sort of running cost for the electric at that point is much less. If we're purely looking from a fuel point of view for the car, the estimated cost from our like charger app puts us at about £30 to £40 for a month for that car, which in comparison to our other car, like I said, we've got a little kind of hatchback Toyota Yaris. It's actually a hybrid as well, so it's not like a plug-in hybrid or anything, it's just a bog standard petrol come electric hybrid. We split our kind of car usage so that whoever's doing the bigger distance for that journey or that day will use the electric car. So even comparing those two, given the electric car's actually doing way more miles, the cost of just petrol for the hybrid car is probably more like £80-90 for a month. And if we were to actually sort of do a fair comparison for like a vehicle equivalent to the kind of Niro that we've got for the family car aspect, we would be looking like so much more. I jumped in for like a tennis match with someone who had like a similar sort of SUV style BMW, and theirs was like £100 to sort of fill a tank up fully, and ours is like £10 maybe to fill ours up. The flip side to that is it's a much bigger investment up front to buy the car and buy a charger, even though there's quite a lot of discounts and things going on at the moment. And also you just need the facilities to be able to do that. Like, your savings in terms of fuel wouldn't be as much if you didn't have a charger at home. If you were having to go out and rely on the sort of public ones, they're always ridiculously slow or not always working and just a bit awkward. Like, if you're going to a station, like, there's maybe like one electric car charger as opposed to 10 fuel pumps or anything. So if you've not got a space where you could put a charger in at home, then again, it's maybe not something as easy for you to change. And or if you can't afford the upright cost as well, that's another one that's gonna put some people out of that market. So yeah, fully appreciate that not everyone will be in a position that they can look at going for an electric car, but if you do have the kind of option to have all those things in place, then like I said, we wouldn't go back from it. Like, it's so nice to drive, and yeah, fuel costs are so cheap. And yeah, Tom essentially is wanting to change his hybrid car to an electric car. When we can afford another one, then he wants to go fully electric as well, because he prefers the electric car. Household cleaning side of things, we have changed our dishwasher tablets and we have changed our spray. We also have refillable hand soaps in each of the bathrooms, and we use a washing up brush with replacement heads. A lot of what we get is from a company called Small Things. They just come in little tablets that you drop into their bottles and then dissolve it in the water, and that makes up your cleaning solution. They also do the dishwash tablets that just get delivered on a subscription basis, and I will pop links for all the bits and pieces in the description down below. We chop and change a bit with the hand soap refills. We've tried some from a place called Splosh. I think we've also tried a few other ones just off Amazon and things. Like personal care, we swapped to safety razor blades. Both me and Tom have them. They're super affordable. You can get packs of the like replacement blades. Like, we bought a pack off Amazon for like 100 blades, and we're still working our way through it 2-3 years later, and it's just as easy to get a decent shave and everything. We also have this sort of refillable baby bubble bath and shampoo. We've mostly used the bubble bath bit. When Alfred was born, we got given like a ridiculous amount of like baby wash and shampoo, so we're still working our way through those ones. But again, you get these little bottles with like the whales, and there's a bubble bath version, or there's a body wash and shampoo, and then you can just buy bags of refills and just refill these bottles. The other change I've made is switching my deodorant to a more eco-friendly one. So I've got the Wild deodorants. I fairly recently refilled this, but you can essentially get a choice of case, and then you can order up different refills and scents, and it's supposedly all much nicer for your underarms and everything, and it actually does work. So this is just like one of the little refills that you can get, and then it just all sits into the case and you wind it up and it pushes it out. Quite a few different scents and things. I quite like the orange ones, and they do like release limited edition fragrances every now and again as well. It's served its purpose for me in terms of not sweating too much and not smelling, which is kind of the main things you want from a deodorant, is to not smell of BO. So yeah, it does work, and actually I've managed to get my sister and my mum all using Wild deodorant, so we are pretty sold them, and they've had no complaints either. They're quite happy with it as well, so definitely go check them out. I will again leave the links in the description below. Might even have some codes in here, might pop them up for you if I can. So yeah, those are the products that we've been using for the last couple of years, that we have actually consistently been using and will continue to use long into the future, and quite happy with. As I said, with like the nappies and things, we're by no means perfect. There are plenty of things that I've either tried and have failed at, or just rubbish at doing in the first place. Like, I'm definitely not the best at sorting our recycling, and I definitely don't take any of the like bags and stuff along to the sort of supermarket recycling. One, because I can't actually find one, and two, I'm not that organised. Like, I've got batteries that still need recycling at a supermarket that are just sat in a bag in the study, out of reach of Alfred. By no means perfect, but I think the whole point is that, you know, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It's these little changes that you can make that all start to add up if everyone's doing like a few little bits. So I hope that's maybe been helpful and shown you a few products that you might be interested in, or giving you a few ideas of things to consider if you are looking at trying to be a bit more sort of sustainable in your choices and your products, and also have a life and have other things that get in the way. If you would like to know more about anything or any questions, leave a comment down below. Yeah, definitely go check out some of the products down below if you're interested, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will catch you guys in the next one.